This episode of Twin Speaks contains spoilers.
Hello and welcome to Twin Speaks First Watch, First Listen of Velvet Buzzsaw, starring Jake Gyllenhaal, Renee Russo, Toni Collette, Zoe Ashton, Natalia Dyer, and Daveed Diggs. It just got progressively worse as I was going.
I like how you struggled on the easiest name, too. You're like,
no, they're
Russo. Hey, Russo.
Because I tripped myself up when I was reading it. I was reading the ones that were ahead of it, too. Because I saw Renee Russo, Toni Collette, and then I saw Zoe Ashton, which I forgot to look
like
up
the
whether
most,
or not I...
Like this definitely, like as everybody knows, you always read the word before or after the word you're currently trying to read.
Autofiling it.
I always read my books 3 letters ahead of the first one to really absorb everything going on.
Directed and written by Dan Gilroy. I'm your co-host, Pat. You can find me on Twitter at kidcombo_, and I am, of course, joined by my twin brother and co-host. You can find him on social media at Anemonium. It's Andrew.
It's Andrew.
It's Andrew.
That's not my name. You didn't say my name. It's Andrew.
Before we get going, though, we did a quick call for if you're interested in being on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm taking that back now.
Why?
I want to just disrupt the flow, you know? Okay. Gonna take another voice away from my funny riffs. Just what I need.
You don't think people could go with your riffs?
No, I think I'd just get outshined immediately. I think literally anybody you put on this podcast outside of me would be funnier.
Well, I want to talk to someone else.
Well, you'd be the least funny on this podcast is what I just
I already
said.
am least funny on this podcast. But yeah, we're just throwing it out there, seeing if people want to be on here.
Yeah.
DM us, message us, or whatever. And if you want to talk about a movie that's coming out or has been out for a couple weeks now, come on. I mean, this is the easiest podcast to be on. Just let's talk about news and then talk about a movie.
You don't even have to read about the news.
No, we tell you the news and then you react to the news.
The news. I mean, anything would be better when Georgia was on here. She listens to this, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a slow burn.
She'll hear
in 3 days when she listens to
it. Okay. Well, I mean, we got a ton of news. Do we want to just get right into it? There's like a lot of stuff, so we're not really going to talk about the Super Bowl stuff.
No,
mostly because we don't have cable, so we didn't watch the Super Bowl.
Also, I didn't watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't care.
Well, it was like a lot of trailers that I didn't want to watch. So like there were a lot of like
I watched one.
Yeah.
The Avengers Endgame one.
Oh, that was the one. It was like a TV spot though.
Yeah, it was more like
there was that one
than anything.
There was the Twilight Zone thing.
Oh yeah.
There was another Us trailer. Which something else he was involved. Oh, Toy Story.
Toy Story 2.
Didn't watch that one.
4 or whatever it is.
There was the Bud Light Night. There was Coors Dark, which was like.
Are you just listing off ads?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said trailers.
Yeah, it was like a trailer, sort of.
A trailer for beer.
Yeah. The Coors Dark one is dumb. I just made that one up.
I didn't watch any of the trailers actually, or the ads. I read this thing about them.
I heard the
best part of the Super Bowl were the ads. I was like, this is the same every year. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, but I had read that like companies were like not putting as much money into it.
Oh, really?
Because nobody watches the ads. If you're not in the US, you can watch them for free.
Yeah. And if you're not in the US, you definitely don't have the same attachment to watching the Super Bowl.
I was gonna say, I was like, wait a second. You could just not watch the NFL anyways.
The only thing that bugs me about the Super Bowl is the amount of people that then start posting on like Facebook. It's always Facebook about like sport ball or something. They're like,
they think it's so funny.
Ball game. Yeah. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Did you watch the old sport game?
Like nobody's making fun
throw
of
the old ball up.
Yeah, it's always something weird like that too.
Yeah, because that joke's never been made before.
Yeah.
You want to make fun of somebody.
What? Sorry.
Nothing.
I saw it on the Zones like Instagram, which is like the worst Instagram. I immediately unfollowed them.
I was gonna say, do you just like go on there just to make fun of them, just to scoff? You're just reading, you're like.
It's like every time I turn on the car, it's the station, so I go, oh, listen to this.
Why is it always? Is your car sentient? Your car is just deciding. You're like, fuck this guy. He keeps driving me on empty.
Always put $40
put the zone on.
Nothing
show
more,
on.
nothing less. He knows who's the boss. All right. Well, yeah, the end game one. I just want to say was actually interesting because it was like
it shows a lot though.
I didn't think so.
Because it shows Tony like basically deciding that he's not gonna get stuck. Like he starts fixing shit.
Yeah.
It shows like the new Avengers team with like Rocket and shit.
Yeah, which I thought was kind of
Cap gets his shield back.
So the part with like them showing them being like a new team or whatever. I actually like that. I thought that was interesting because that sort of shows what the whole point then of this movie's gonna be. It's like, okay, they start a new team and then they
friendship.
Yeah,
it's about familia. No, wait, that's Fast and Furious.
Familia.
That's Fast and Furious. That's where I got the Coors Light from. Right. They're all drinking out of those silver cans. Yeah, it's about friendship. It's about La Familia. Yeah, it's about the silver bullet. It's about gray stuff.
What?
Grey Hulk.
Oh.
Yeah, that's fine. That was a real shot in the dark.
All right, let's get going. Did you hear Oscar Isaacs has joined the new Dune cast list?
This cast is
cast
like insane now, yeah.
This is like the well, okay. I'm trying
what are you trying to say? Yeah.
I saw this tweet and it said that the Dune is Avengers Infinity or whatever it is. What's the title of that movie?
Endgame?
I don't care anymore.
Endgame.
Yeah. No, yeah, okay. Dune is that for people that listen to St. Vincent.
Yeah, all right. You look at the cast list and you're like, yeah.
I thought that was so funny.
I'm looking at it now because Rotten Tomatoes like Instagram posted something. Javier Bardem, Timothy Chalamet, Dave Bautista, Oscar Isaac, Zendaya,
Rebecca Ferguson,
Charlotte
Rampling.
Yeah, and then Skarsgård.
Yeah. Of
the Skarsgård clan.
Heir to the Skarsgård fortune.
He is the Skarsgård fortune.
I think I made that joke last time too.
Yes.
But yeah, that's such an insane cast list.
Yeah.
It's like like the joke is about Avengers, but really, I mean, you could say the same thing about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, having an insane cast list. This is like a sci-fi insane version of that too.
Yeah. But this has like, I think, out of the two directors though, the two movies, this one's like way more like almost art housey type. Yeah, right. You know, like this is like this is so much more similar to like Blade Runner. Yeah. This is basically just gonna be the desert scene in Blade Runner.
Pretty much. Very stylized.
Yeah. We're like the opposite is not opposite. The opposite is Strawberry Shortcake. What? There was a movie I was thinking of, and I was trying to remember what the name is. It's fine, don't worry about it. I'm gonna Google it after this. But I was like, "No, what is that?" No, it's gonna pay off. Okay. No, it's like then the other side of the spectrum is Quentin Tarantino, because like they're very different styles.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah.
And like I think even the cast that are with those, the Dune cast, you're like, yeah, all right, like all of these guys make sense. All these people make sense. And then for the one with Quentin Tarantino, you go like, oh, this makes sense too.
Yeah. It's funny because the Quentin Tarantino almost reminds me of like almost like an overindulgent version of it.
Yes, totally.
Whereas this almost feels like they were like, okay, Rebecca Ferguson's an amazing actor, get her. Zendaya, an amazing actor. You know, like they kind of went just like who is amazing right now. Yeah. And just get them. Whereas like the overindulgent
I don't think so
is
though.
Like,
like
let's
I
just
think
get super famous people.
Yeah, no, I think that the actors for Dune have been in like, well, they both have. I don't know. I think like when I see the cast list for Dune, I don't think like big Hollywood blockbuster. I think like they all would fit in this movie.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Like they're more not necessarily like indie-ish, but like more so.
Yeah, the sci-fi art house kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, moving on. The Batman. Oh God.
Okay, sorry.
Oh man. The Batman is set for a summer 2021 release, but without Ben Affleck. I almost said the Batman. The Batman set without Batman. I don't know what's going on with this movie.
Bruce Man the Bat Wayne.
But he's not attached to it anymore.
Yeah.
He's out.
So weird.
Yeah. Didn't feel long enough.
How? Yeah. No.
Even though it's 3
two
movies.
No.
Yeah.
2.
2. Oh yeah, 2. Right.
Well, I guess he was in Suicide Squad as like a cameo, but like
sort of.
It could not. It would maybe not even be him.
Yeah, stunt double or something.
Yeah. Yeah, weird. This is so weird. Like I think I was listening to another podcast and they were talking about like when this was decided.
Yeah, right.
It was probably before Justice League.
Uh-huh.
Like I think it was years ago now. Because you think about it, like it's been like on and off for so long.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And I feel like he already told everybody that he was going to be out.
Yeah.
But what's funny is like Matt Reeves is directing and writing it.
Yeah.
Or has written the script or is writing the script or whatever. But he like tweeted about it or something, and then Ben Affleck like quote tweeted him and was like, can't wait to see like his ideas come to life or something. It was like something weird where it was like, oh yeah, like I'm also excited about this.
Maybe he was just trying to be like amicable about
nerds.
it. Yeah.
What, sorry?
You fucking, that came out of nowhere.
But there's not really any.
I think he was just trying to be like
cool about it.
Yeah, because he probably still has a deal with Warner Brothers.
Oh, probably, yeah.
On like however many movies he's doing. But like the Matt Reeves thing, it was like so very clear that he was like not going to be it because they were talking about like a younger Batman.
Yeah.
It was going to be more detective-y. We fucking heard for how many years. Mm-hmm. But like it sounded like he was going to be basing it off of Long Halloween, which is fucking unreal.
That one's the one everybody's been like, they make this into a movie
Yeah.
for years.
I heard Robert Pattinson is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
I'd be into that.
He's like really big right now though.
Oh,
like,
yeah. He's doing great movies right now.
Yeah. So
but,
I feel like he wouldn't do it. He probably wouldn't get trapped into a franchise like
because
that.
he's doing like
he's doing like indie movies.
Ones,
yeah,
like we're talking about.
Yeah.
So that would be sort of off the. Yeah. Excuse me.
I just think they just need like the biggest actor out there right now, and he comes as a 2-part team.
Kill him.
No.
His child. Make him Batman.
we need to design a real Batman. And just take a kid out, show him take him out to a nice movie, get him some popcorn, take him out into the alley, kill both of his parents in front of him. Batman.
But make it seem like he thinks he's living out Batman. Don't make him an
That's
actor.
fucked up.
Yeah,
so you want to psychologically damage
trick him into being Batman.
You're like, you're Batman, kid, and he's just sitting in a padded room, and he's just rolling around. Yikes.
But there's nothing about the information about the script, so what the story is actually going to be about. But they did say that it's not going to be about Frank Miller's Batman Year One.
That
was sort of like the one they
done to death.
Yeah, and they ruled that one out pretty quick, which I think is a good idea.
Yeah, but they could just be saying that they're not doing that origin story.
Sure.
Like they could still use something else. Like there's so many different ones out there.
Oh, there's honestly like ruling one out. So
yeah, and that's why
it doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything. They could just literally turn around and be like, "We're not doing Year One, but we're going to be doing this other one."
Yeah,
where he's also young and he's also kicking down a tree.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I believe it when I see it type thing. This movie's so like, I feel like it was one of those things where they were like, Matt Reeves, because he's like a big director right now. And then now it's been like a year and a half. They're like, what are we doing? Shit.
Because it's also like 2 years ahead now. Like it doesn't come out until another 2 years.
That movie was supposed to come out I think like honestly, like they were talking about this movie like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So like I don't know.
And like Matt Reeves was big, I'd say like beginning of last year maybe.
Yeah.
With the last Planet of the Apes, whenever
Yeah.
that one came out. But like I don't know, I'm excited to see what he does in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Given that much time to write a script and plan and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
but that's
God,
I don't know.
You got to
I
strike
don't
like
know.
when he's sort of popular
Now-
and hot, and
yeah.
like all of his good ideas are coming out. Not like
Maybe they have though. Maybe
past.
that's why. Maybe they're just like they need that much production time.
sure, yeah, maybe,
Like you don't know. And maybe the script is great. Like who knows?
yeah.
I don't know.
These are the,
Now that they're doing these like separate movies and they're going away from the universe,
yeah.
like I don't think we'll see another Justice League movie
No, I think you're right.
like a long time. And I think that Aquaman did fine, so they'll just keep doing those.
Yep,
It's popular in China, which is always a big deal.
yep,
Wonder Woman's already got a sequel coming out,
yep.
but and Shazam, like I think they're all going to be separate movies. I don't think you see any cameos really. I think even the Suicide Squad
Maybe
that's
just
coming out.
small stuff.
Yeah, because they're talking about New Gods too, which they're going to be doing.
Yeah.
And that I don't think is going to be connected at all.
And we don't know anything about whether or not there's going to be like movies about the Flash or Green
I don't
Lantern
think that's-
or
I
like
think-
some of the main
Well, I had
sort of
read-
characters too.
A while ago, they had announced that Fantastic Beasts 3 got announced,
Right.
and it's the same day as The Flash. Obviously, Ezra Miller's not doing that.
Yeah.
Because like if he's going to choose one, he's going to choose the one that's actually off the ground.
Off the ground, successful.
Successful, making money. Like
Making money.
So he's probably out as Flash.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that'll be the next one that comes out.
This is sort of very symbolic. I mean, we'll stop talking about it, but it's like very symbolic of the Warner Brothers superhero dilemma
Yeah.
stuff that's been going on for like so long now.
Yeah.
Is they just don't
know what
have
to
any
do.
planning. It seems like.
No, I think they do. I just don't think I think they're taking the wrong lessons out of it. You know, like I think.
Yeah.
I think they're trying too hard to do what Marvel's done, and just like make a really shitty TV show that people seem to love.
Sure.
No, I'm just kidding. I was trying to say that they're just really missing out on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and that's what they need to start making. They need their own Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and it's called Agents of Sword. And it's the exact same thing, and the dude gets his leg cut off instead of his arm. No.
Isn't that a real thing? Sword? Isn't that like the
Yeah, it is.
like the giant
It's
switch
also
that's,
Marvel,
like,
though.
shaped as a sword?
No.
Yeah, it is. I'm pretty sure it looks
No,
like a
it's
sword.
not.
It's like
No,
the
it's
thing
not.
that floats around, and then
No,
they like
it's not.
jam it into the planet or something, and then the planet splits. Yeah.
No. I was trying to figure you
All right,
out.
moving on. Angelina Jolie and Taylor Sheridan have announced a new film titled "Those Who Wish Me Dead."
Yeah. He's
So-
directing this.
Yes. Sorry.
He's directing this.
No, Angelina Jolie's directing.
Oh.
He's writing the script, and then she's
Right.
directing. But that also means that the new movie that was supposed to shoot this summer with Chris Pratt that we were talking about before in past episodes is shelved.
Yeah, I saw that.
He,
Yeah,
like-
it got shelved, I think, like a week or so ago. But like,
Yeah,
and
'cause he
it
pretty
wasn't
much went-
outright shelved. Like they just like I think they just took that as like,
No, yeah, they pretty much just went, "Oh no, we'll just do this one for now instead,"
yeah.
and then they're like, "We'll just hold off for a little bit."
Yeah.
But it's about it adapts a book by Michael Courtia, but sources say the feature will veer away from certain points. The novel told a story of a teen in witness protection program hiding out from a pair of killers in a wilderness skills program while a fire engulfs Montana.
Cool. I was gonna say this doesn't sound like Taylor Sheridan until you said the forest and Montana. And I was like, oh, okay.
And where it's like going to be kind of a thriller where she's like
Yeah.
trying to get away from someone.
Wait, Angelina Jolie's in it?
No, it's a little girl.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was like, oh, okay.
I don't know
cool.
if she's going to be in it or not.
I mean, like, she's I think a fine director. Like, I think,
Yeah.
what was that last movie she did? The one with,
I don't know. They said in the article that I was looking on Deadline, but I didn't really
I can't
recognize the
remember.
movie, to be
Yeah.
honest.
yeah, it'll be fine. I like him, so, like,
Yeah, he's at the point where anything that he does, I'd watch anyway.
yeah.
Yeah.
And same with her. Like, I'm more intrigued by what
Yeah, totally.
she does, yeah.
Amazon bought the rights to The Report, starring Adam Driver, John Hamm, Tim Blake Nelson, Matthew Rhys, and Jennifer Morrison.
Yeah.
So this is the one, just before we actually started recording, you were talking about it.
Yeah.
This is like the one that's getting a lot of insane
Yeah,
sort of
they
buzz
like
at Sundance.
Well, this is like like I was reading about Sundance, and they were like talking about how they take all these movies out and they like try and get them picked up for distribution. And this one was like a bidding war between a couple different companies.
Yeah.
But it sounds awesome. Like it sounds very like not like anti-government or anti-US, but like it is at the same time. It's the opposite of Vice.
Yeah.
It's what Vice isn't.
Yeah.
But it sounds great. Like I was reading some of the reviews, and it sounds like really intense, and it sounds like Adam Driver does a really great job. But he's got like 6 movies coming out this year.
Yeah, he's got
It's
kind of
absolutely
an
insane.
schedule.
He's got to get nominated for something.
Yeah.
I mean, nominated for Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But this one has, they've already got some reviews out for it, and there's like 25 reviews, and it's sitting at 8.5 out of 10 with like, 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. But it's directed and written by Scott Z.
Scott Z
Burns.
Scott Z Burns.
But it's
Scott Z Burns.
about a Senate staffer, Daniel Jones, is assigned the daunting task of leading an investigation into the CIA's detention and interrogation program.
Cool.
Yeah, it sounds really cool.
It sounds like the name, the report, like I was reading when I was looking up like news articles for it. It is so hard to find anything.
Yeah.
Because all of them were like the report, and then it was like some really unrelated thing, and you're like, no, the movie, and then they're like, the report on the movie? On what movie? And this good movie could be anything. Anyways, it looks good. Like it sounds really cool. So like it sounds like very Spotlight-esque, where it's a lot of dialogue.
Well, and
which is great. Like I love that.
The one thing, and the reason that a lot of people are sort of like, from the outside perspective, are sort of interested in this because he himself, Adam Driver, said this is one of the best scripts he's ever read.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
I
or
thought
the
he
best
did.
or
Yeah,
something. Like
yeah.
he had made this big claim about it being amazing.
Yeah.
So that's really cool because Amazon's been buying up like a whole bunch of movies for distribution. Like they also did the new Shia LaBeouf biopic.
Yeah, which I heard also. But Sundance is one of those ones, like as much as we're talking about how the report did really well, they talk about like how they're always doing like standing ovations for movies.
Yeah.
Or like they booed or some shit.
Well,
like who the fuck gets invited to Sundance? Like a bunch of kindergartners? Like it's so weird.
Shout out Ethan from the Indie Heads podcast. He was there. He was like
at Sundance?
Huh?
At Sundance?
Yeah, he was interviewing some people for his like radio station.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know if he listens to this. Probably not. I don't think he likes me. Anyway.
Okay, this is a weird turn. Shout out to this guy who may or may not like me. All right.
But it's like the way that Cannes Film Festival, how people like walk out.
Cannes? Oh,
Yeah.
Canes.
No,
Cannes?
Cannes.
Cannes.
Oh my
I don't
god,
know.
we've
I
done
don't
this
know.
before.
I don't know.
The
I
one
thought it was Canes.
in Europe. Yeah. No, it's Cannes Film Festival. Cannes.
Canes.
No, it's not Canes.
Like sugar canes.
No.
Yeah.
Candy canes.
Candy. So you're right. You're
Cannes.
agreeing with
It's
me.
Cannes.
You just say candy canes.
Yeah, I was making fun of you.
I've never heard candy can.
Okay, anyway.
You're right. Everybody calls it sugar can.
So, I don't remember what we were talking about.
No.
Oh, that people just walk out of that.
It's not a Third Eye Blind song.
Won't you step up?
No.
Okay, fine.
Definitely not. No, that's not the right song.
Cut ties with all the lies that you
Oh, okay. No, I'm thinking of sugar cane. Or sugar can, sorry.
Okay, well, we were talking about the
How, like, yeah,
one.
anyways, people always, it's sort of judge.
Yeah,
So, like,
it
when
is.
he says Shia LaBeouf's movie, I'm like, well, maybe the report isn't that good. Or maybe the Shia LaBeouf's movie also good.
Yeah, the only way is that they actually, like, reviews come out for these movies, and you just read the reviews instead of reading, like,
Yeah,
Twitter.
but even the reviews are always like, and it got 1 million high fives or something.
Yeah.
And everybody stood up and clapped. Or booed.
And then
Everybody hissed.
rose to the heavens. And then God performed the
God
rapture.
showed himself. Or herself.
God is a lady. But
God's a black lady.
yeah. is the Shia LaBeouf movie is called Honey Boy, and it sold for $5 million.
Yeah, which is crazy.
So he wrote the script as a part of like his rehab. That was like his
I didn't know he was in rehab. That makes sense.
So he like wrote the script while he was in rehab as a part of like the recovery process. So like they get you to do something or whatever. You know, it's always different.
Oh, it's a biopic? I thought it was a documentary.
So he plays his dad. So yeah, so Shia LaBeouf plays his dad, and then one of the kids from The Quiet Place plays
One
the
of
young
the kids.
version
There's
of.
three of them.
Well, yeah, the
Oldest is the girl.
oldest boy.
Oh, okay. The one that doesn't die. Right,
Yeah.
okay.
Spoiler.
He dies in the
Movie's been
first
out for a
like
while.
30 seconds. Yeah.
He plays a young version of Shia LaBeouf, and then Lucas Hedges plays like an older version of him.
Lucas Hedges?
Yeah.
What?
And then
Doesn't look anything like Shia LaBeouf.
FKA Twigs plays someone in the movie too.
Oh.
What?
I'm not officially in this episode. Will they cover Even Stevens though in his biopic?
I imagine, yeah.
It was the biggest part of his childhood.
Yeah.
It was his childhood. Our childhoods are intertwined through Even Stevens.
Everybody's childhood is intertwined through Even Stevens.
Yeah, I think they say that.
In the movie?
No, just when you're in grade 2, they just there's no curriculum. It's just Even Stevens. And recess, yeah. Spinelli. That's the one quote that always sticks out is when she's being like, she's like a deity to the kindergartners.
Yeah, right.
Spinelli.
That's such a great part of that.
Yeah. That's when they all break up.
I always remember that movie. In the movie, they start doing the, what's that one, that White Rabbit song? Where it's like the really psychedelic like 70s song, and it plays at the beginning. It's like, what?
Oh, yeah. It's because he's alone for the summer.
Weird.
Yeah, because didn't he break his arm or something? And
Right.
Can't go to space camp.
Yeah, so that'll be an interesting movie. I think it's getting like a lot of insane sort of reviews.
Yeah.
But then again, like what we were saying, like about Sundance, is kind of hard to tell what that's supposed to mean.
Yeah. To
which
which degree did the audience hiss and or clap
or
hysterically?
leave
or leave?
throw stuff.
Like, yeah, right. That's the other one. Everybody stood up and left.
Yeah.
Everybody left early.
But it's like people leave because they want to get to another movie.
Yeah, but they don't know that.
They don't know that. And nobody knows that.
There's like a little like comment section you have to like sign before you're about
I
to
laugh
leave. You're
because
like, I'm sorry, my kid. I double parked. I have to go move it.
the person in front of me puked and it made me want to throw up.
Yeah, and I had to get out of there.
But yeah. Okay, so moving on. Hugh Jackman and Rebecca Ferguson are set to star in Reminiscence, set to release this fall, written and directed by Westworld executive producer Lisa Joy. With Jonathan Nolan, Christopher Nolan's brother, set to produce. What?
Isn't there? Maybe it's James Cameron's brother. One of the. Who's the other eccentric director? The one that did Avatar. James Cameron.
Yeah.
No.
James Cameron did Avatar.
Who's doing Alita Battle Angel?
Oh, I don't remember. Is that James Cameron? I think it is.
I think he's producing. Shit. Who's the other one? One of them. His brother died.
Oh.
I can't remember. I thought it was Nolan, but maybe it's not. Obviously not.
Jonathan
He's
Nolan.
producing from the grave. Ghost producer. That's my new. That's
Memento Part 2.
that's my new daytime soap opera. Is Ghost producer.
But the movie is Jackman will play a private eye who deals in recapturing vivid, cherished memories for clients. He becomes vexed by one of those clients, played by Rebecca Ferguson. It is set slightly in the future in Miami, and that has Miami's sort of been changed by global warming, and much of the city is now underwater.
Cool.
So it's like they're sort of pinning it as a sci-fi
neat.
thriller, and that sounds really cool. That sounds like a great idea.
Out of his out of what we've seen him in too.
Yeah, totally.
But I like that Rebecca Ferguson's she's got to be in more stuff.
Kind of neat because Lisa Joy.
She was so good in Mission Impossible.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I really liked her.
Mm-hmm.
But Lisa Joy, this is her first movie that she's directed.
What she's done before.
I'm not really sure, but she's mostly known now as the executive
As the
producer.
producer of Ghost Director.
Ghost producer. No, producer from the grave.
Mine's Ghost Producer. A ripoff of Ghost Director.
But that sounds really cool. That's going to come out later this year. So we'll have to make sure we keep an eye out for that one. It doesn't say what is going to be coming out like for Netflix or whatever.
It's a little sizzle for 4 months away.
Yeah, a little sizzle for 8 months.
Yeah, we'll have to keep our eye on this one. See what old Hugh Jackman's up to
in November. Yeah, okay. So moving on, the trailer for the Fast and Furious presents Hobbs Shaw has been released.
I hate that that's the name. That's the name of this fucking movie.
I wanted to make sure I read it like that.
Fast and Furious presents
Hobbs and Shaw. There's too
Although
many ampersands.
the trailer pretty funny.
Yeah, kind of weird.
He's
super weird.
He's just Jason Statham. He's a
doing Jason
cheeky
Statham
fella.
stuff. He's drinking
He's
a
a cheeky
pint.
bloke. Yeah. He doesn't eat
pint out the
breakfast. He
old pub.
doesn't drink coffee. He just drinks beer.
He
He
battles
wears
a
suits.
bit of a light alcohol
He likes
addiction.
elevators.
That's all we know.
He drives a car. So he definitely has his license. We're piecing it together.
But then Idris Elba's in it, and he plays a cyborg.
I was thinking about this.
something.
This is one of my shower thoughts the other day.
Oh.
Thinking about Idris Elba in the shower. Boy, he would look good strapped to a chair, getting his balls hit with a giant. What's that?
not Idris-
What's
oh, I
that?
see.
I know,
Right,
James. That was a
right.
connection. Yeah. Anyways,
Okay.
he's not. I don't get everybody's fascination with him because he's not been in a good movie. He has not been in a good movie in a long time.
He takes really shitty projects. Like,
Yeah,
and he's done
and
for
he's
a
like a
long time.
fine. He's like an actor. Like he's fine.
Hot take.
he's
Idris
an
Elba's
actor.
an actor.
Not an actress, an actor. I'm just gonna look up Idris Elba's.
IMDb.
Yeah. No.
Remember when
Rotten
he was in
Tomatoes.
The
Stop trying to
Office?
guess what I'm trying to say.
Remember when he was in The Office?
Yeah.
Everybody's
again, fine.
favorite.
Character.
No, I was gonna say movie trivia.
Is
Even
Idris
though
Elba in The
everybody
Office?
knows that he was in The Office.
Oh my god, I'm looking at it.
We
Okay.
just watched those.
Here we go. Yeah, some of these don't count. He's in Avengers Infinity War. That doesn't fucking count. Heimdall, he had 2 minutes of screen
Oh
time.
yeah, right. I forget.
Okay, he was in Molly's Game. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
He was the director of something called Yadi. Didn't do very
Yadi?
well. Yeah. He was in Thor Ragnarok. Again, doesn't really count. Although he's in that more. The Dark Tower, 16%. 100 Streets. He's a producer, also a character named Max, 41%. The Take, 48%.
What's your vendetta against Idris Elba?
Nothing. I like him, but he's fine. No, it just occurred to me that there's always everybody loves him, but he's not been in good things.
Yeah, no.
He's like an actor that just takes bad projects.
Yeah.
This just makes me think. And The Rock's the same way. And Jason
I
Statham.
could care less about The Rock, to be honest. And
Jason Statham the same way.
and, yeah.
Jason Statham 25 years ago, good. Jason Statham now,
He's calling it in.
Yeah.
Even in the trailer, I don't know if it was.
I actually as much as I'm shitting on it, I actually thought the trailer was pretty funny.
Yeah,
it was
not
good.
bad. The only thing is,
The Rock punches somebody with a helmet. He killed a dude. The Rock killed a man.
it's being
Which
directed.
killed a guy.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to do that one. Being directed by David Leitch, who did obviously John.
Yeah. So
John McBlane,
I don't know.
Deadpool 2.
Yeah, so I have high hopes for this then.
Well, yeah, and I think that's why the trailer comes across kind of well. It looks a little generic, obviously in the Fast and Furious way, but also in the cinematography where it's very plain looking.
It's also very CGI too.
Very CGI, and obviously that's sort of part of it, but the dialogue seemed okay.
No, there wasn't much of it.
There wasn't much of it, but it was
fine.
they kind of know that that's not
Generic
the strong
action,
suit.
yeah, and yeah, it's fine.
But then the action looked kind of cool. So I actually, to be honest, as much as we're shitting on all these actors, it looked fun.
But I like Jason Statham. I don't mind him. The Rock, yeah, I don't really care.
I could honestly,
But,
if he
I
stopped
don't
making
have an
movies
opinion now.
altogether- If he stopped making movies altogether, I would be totally good with that. I just I think he's like,
Do you not? Okay, we're talking
don't
about
like The Rock.
vendettas. Okay, there you
yeah,
go.
I just don't like him.
I don't mind him. I actually don't think he's.
I think he's a positive guy.
That's such a shitty way of saying you don't like
Yeah.
somebody.
That's what
I think he's got spunk, but I like
he's
his
got a
pizzazz.
cultish following. A little je ne sais quoi, but
No,
I
that
do not
doesn't.
care
No,
for
you
him.
cannot do. Je ne sais quoi. He's got a certain mouthfeel, you know.
He's got a good taste.
Okay.
I like the way his never mind.
I like the way his bone marrow tastes.
Oh God.
That's where you were going with this.
Okay. Last bit of news. Rosario. Oh boy.
Rosario.
Rosario Dawson is set to co-star in Zombieland 2, which is set to come out in October.
Yeah, so I
With-
love that it's just set to co-star. Like
Yeah.
they're like, hey, we actually just signed Rosario Dawson.
They're like, we got everybody the exact same, but also Rosario Dawson's gonna be in it.
no, that's not this at all. This sounds like it was. They were like they put the movie out and then they were like, oh my god,
We need someone.
this is really bad. Who's gonna solve this? Rosario
The
Dawson.
Night Nurse.
The night nurse.
Uh,
Rashida Jones. No. Rosario Dawson.
oh, I see. The new Suicide Squad film is set for August 2021, which I guess kind of lines up with the Batman coming
Oh,
out
is it
in
21?
2021.
Oh, I thought it was 2020.
No, 2021.
Yeah.
With the title The Suicide Squad.
Yeah, so it's not a sequel. It sounds like they're gonna like basically like reset button on it. Having said that though, I think a lot of these guys are on contract. So like
Yeah.
Margot Robbie's probably still gonna be in it.
Yeah.
Will Smith probably still gonna be in it.
Well, speaking of
That's
which,
it.
we just got
Oh, maybe Captain Boomerang.
weird
He was
ass
the best part
like
of that.
weird ass teaser.
Oh,
thing
Birds,
for
Birds of Prey. Yeah.
Like
With
they're like
Ewan
okay,
McGregor.
stand in a warehouse and like crack your knuckles.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay. And then they just slow zoom on everybody
This was
doing
weird.
that. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, because like I thought they were gonna get away from the look of Suicide Squad
Yeah.
with like torn shirts and shit, but like
They
apparently
didn't.
not.
Yeah.
Having said that, this is like a really low budget movie. So
Yeah,
like
with a lot of high like
profile actors,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
like I don't know, like maybe this will be good. I honestly have no idea. This is such a dumb short, and even Victor Zass has hair, and I'm like,
yeah. He has white hair, doesn't he?
yeah, it's like
dyed
bleach
bleach
blonde.
or
Yeah,
something,
yeah. So like, it's too early to tell. I really like a lot of the actors in this. So like,
To be honest, with all the Warner Brothers superhero stuff, this is one that I'm sort of a little bit more excited about than the
yeah,
rest.
because like
Purely
the
because of the
names
cast.
in this are
Yeah.
are good. Like
Yeah.
I am excited about who's in this.
And then just the last bit of news. So James Gunn is obviously doing that.
Yeah.
But the last bit of news, Netflix has officially bought the rights for that new Ted Bundy movie starring
Yeah.
Zac Efron.
Yeah, we're talking about $5 million for
Yeah.
Shia LaBeouf. This was $9 million.
Damn.
Yeah, that's crazy. Having said that, though, like how much will they make from this?
I don't know.
Like, I think they'll make quite a bit. They're
Oh,
banking
yeah,
on
big
we're just talking about. There's the documentary, like the Ted Bundy tapes.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna make a killing off of people going like from that to this.
Yeah, because it's the same director as well. So the
Yeah.
guy that did the documentary is the same guy that's doing this or has done this movie, which is interesting because the documentary was, and the one thing I'd seen on Twitter that Georgia and I were talking about for a while was that people were saying that it was glorifying or romanticizing Ted Bundy
Yeah.
as like a guy or as a serial killer. What?
The documentary, you mean, right?
Yeah, the documentary.
Oh, the documentary. I thought you were talking about the movie.
Sorry, the documentary I was talking about. And to be honest, watching the documentary, we watched the full, 4 episodes. It doesn't do that at all. It says that he's attractive and that a lot of people couldn't figure out why he was the guy that, was the one that was killing all these people because of his looks. But then it makes him into, like, a psychopath.
Right.
Like, the entire thing is about him being a complete sociopath and, like, someone that just uses every other person he's ever met for his own benefit.
Right.
Like, I don't understand how they... But then this movie with the Zac Efron one definitely kind of looks like that. It has that, like, appeal or appearance, rather. Where it looks like it's trying to make him look like kind of
This one
very
apparently,
rock star
but they
kind of
don't.
stuff.
They don't focus on him. Like it's not following him. It's
No,
following the
you're
girlfriend.
right. It does look like it's from the other perspective of the first
Because they
girlfriend,
said
the one with
that
the
they
kid.
didn't. Like I was reading the interview, and they said that they didn't want to focus on him because people already knew that he got convicted.
Yeah.
So like they didn't. There was no like. There's nothing at stake.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Can I say something?
Yeah?
You can cut this out if you don't like it.
No, here.
But I think it's like the thing that they were focusing on in terms of the trailer for the movie, at least, was that there's this new, like, cool, murderous hot guy. And if you watch the Netflix show You, then that's kind of like what it's appealing to. It's like,
right.
it's like this perfect, cool, intelligent guy who also happens to be a murderer.
And
And
stalk
it's like,
people.
but it's romanticizing violence against women too, which is kind of like, it's very cringy. And Pat and I watched
I don't
the
know
trailer, and it's like that baseline, like funky, like rock music, and it's like,
I don't know if it's romanticizing violence against women. I think it's just it's making him. It's trying to convey that like nobody believed that this guy could have done it.
yeah.
And that's what the trailer's trying to show with like and like Zac Efron is he just is like that.
What's
So
funny
you
is
sort
that-
of are like, okay, like, yeah, I get it. He's like an attractive guy, and that's
Yeah.
why people don't think that he did it. That's why. And like, yeah.
I thought the documentary series was really good, actually. Like it showed a lot about him that I think a lot of people didn't know about him being the sociopath that he is. Like, there's a part in it where he tries to represent himself, and then like when his like legal team, like he has a legal team, but then he like tries to get like equal participation because he was like in training or in school to become a lawyer, but then is totally incapable of like representing himself. He like gets the guy who like finds one of the bodies to like tell him in front of a crowd of people, in front of the jury, in front of like everybody at the court case, what he saw.
Gross.
And you could tell like there's like a video of it, and he's like reliving it.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. It's like, honestly, it was the hardest thing to watch.
And apparently that documentary actually left out a lot, or so I read, about how he like performed necrophilia.
Yeah.
And he would go back to these decomposing bodies and like,
Put makeup
have
on
sex with
them, yeah.
put makeup on them, dress them up, take photos
Ew.
of them. But I do kind of get what they mean, because they did put this massive emphasis on his
Appearance.
looks, and I think it really did like help kind of show that like no matter what somebody looks like, you never really know what they do. Like,
Yeah,
Yes.
totally.
Yeah, but anyways,
Yeah.
I'm shutting up now.
Okay, well, that was it for news. Do you want to get into the movie?
Sure.
Okay, so Velvet Buzzsaw, directed and written by Dan Gilroy, who did Nightcrawler. What was the other one? Oh, that crap, what's his name? Denzel Washington movie.
The Infiltrator.
Safe House. No,
The
that
Road.
wasn't him. Was that him?
No,
Safe House?
Book of Eli. Safe
Anyway,
House. No.
So he did this movie. So Jake Gyllenhaal's in it. Hold on, I had the actual cast list, even though it doesn't really matter too much now because I already said
Just gonna mispronounce it.
Rene Russo, Tony Collette. I already mispronounced it. Fuck it, whatever. Daveed Diggs is in it from Clipping, which is kind of cool.
From what?
Clipping, the hip hop group.
Okay.
Anyway, he's in a bunch of stuff now, which is cool.
Oh, him. Yes. Yeah. I like him.
Yeah.
He was in. There was another movie that just came out that he's in. That's kind of like really good
Something
reviews too.
Spotting. Blind
Spotting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which got really good reviews.
Yeah.
So this movie is about... Okay, so let's do like a quick plot recap. It's about like there's a gallery, or
No.
like a few galleries. Or
So
whatever.
it follows
Jake
Jake
Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal, who's Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah,
Jake,
Gyllenhaal.
Jake, is that like GIF and GIF? Gyllenhaal. It follows Jake Gyllenhaal, who's like an eccentric art critic
Yes.
or reviewer,
Reviewer.
art critic, whatever.
Yep.
Who is like in this gallery where like you meet the rest of the cast,
Yep.
and like it opens with him looking at the sphere,
Yeah.
which is this weird,
Disgusting. gross
emotional, orgasmic orb that people stick their body parts in. Because you know the guy that invented it put his dick in it.
Yeah.
And they're like talking about how it's so great and stuff like that. But like, yeah, so it focuses on him, and then there's 2 art dealers.
Yes.
Or like companies
like
that represent represent artists, and then there's like a handful of artists, and then there's
curators and
yeah.
And then like assistants, there's a couple of assistants who are like just trying to make their way into like the industry and stuff.
And then it also focuses on, I can't remember her name, but she's like the main character outside of Jake Gyllenhaal.
I think that is Renee Russo.
No. Oh yeah, her, but like
the Velvet Buzzsaw lady. Is that who you're talking about?
No, just wait. You can just pause it. Sorry. Let me just pull up IMDb because I'm just gonna keep. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
No, not Velvet Buzzsaw. Is Renee Russo, who's Redora.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Josefina.
Oh, okay. Right.
Josefina, and then there's Gretchen.
Yep.
Okay, but it follows Josefina, who is living in this apartment, and then like sees a cat. And
she goes to
goes
leave.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, and then her upstairs neighbor, this old man,
died.
Yeah.
Sees all the art, takes it for herself because the repo guys are gonna toss it
because they were given instructions to destroy it.
Yeah. So he's already started burning some of it too. She ends up showing it to Jake Gyllenhaal, who is like mesmerized by it
because they have like sort of a fling. They have like sort of a relationship.
And then he tells Redora about it, but then also Josefina tells Redora about it, and then she agrees to be like the dealer for it. So they're like talking through how she got it and stuff like that. Anyways, the movie follows that. The paintings are cursed.
So basically, it's like they realize everybody's like loves the paintings, and they're like this huge thing because they're amazing and everybody loves them. But then they find out that like some weird shit's happening when they look at the paintings, and like they realize that like they're cursed and that they sort of ignored the instructions to burn them or destroy them or whatever. Okay, that's pretty much it. And then people die that were involved with like the taking of these paintings.
Yeah. So,
like, things get
Bryson dies first.
Yes.
He gets pulled into a mirror by monkeys.
Yeah.
Playing poker. and then who's dies next? Is it
the guy?
Gretchen? No. John Don Don.
Yeah. I was like,
John Don Don. John Don Don dies by getting hanged by
that guy.
Okay, when he gets hanged, he's trying to turn off the light or turn it on, and I'm like,
what?
Why?
Yeah.
No, just leave it, man. Like you can deal with flickering light for like 30 seconds. You don't need to.
Okay. Before we get into the other deaths, everybody died through negligence. Like, the guy dying to the monkey painting, he was so distracted driving. He's, like, flicking his lighter.
But then...
Can't light it. Then his clothes light on fire, and
he lights... No, it makes it look like he lights it on fire, but the painting lights itself on fire.
No, but I mean, it's like he's, like, distracted driving the whole time, and he doesn't, like, notice that things are happening in front of him. Yeah. And then he, like, goes into this building that was clearly not lit.
I know he crashes into it though.
No, I know, but then he's
burned. He's trying to find some. No, okay, disagree.
And then
the painting lit him on fire.
The other guy dies because he tries to climb.
Yeah, no, his was the dumbest stupid one because he like tries to turn the light on / off.
Yeah,
and and then a hand just comes and like strangles him. But
which I couldn't understand is like so there's like a hand trying to strangle him and he's being hung by a scarf around his neck.
Yeah.
What? Why not just like try and like pull the hand down or like, and he immediately kicks all the boxes that he was standing on top of.
I don't know. I think when you're getting hanged, the last thing you're thinking about is like, oh shit, I should stop the hand.
I guess, yeah.
But then Gretchen's death was like maybe the second grossest. Maybe the grossest is just she sticks her hand in the spear. And it just like saws her hand off, and it's just fucking flying everywhere. And then they thought it was part of the exhibit, so kids started playing in the blood.
Yeah, she's like dead, and then the kids are like stomping around.
But like, fair enough. They were like, yeah, like
But like, oh, it's just the way that it spurts out, and then she
Yeah,
pulls her arm out, and it's
it's
like
just-
stubs.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Sprinklering all over the place.
And then what was the other girl's name that gets the graffiti?
Josephina.
art?
That
Yeah,
one was
Josephina.
dumb.
That
I didn't
was
like
dumb.
that one. So like it takes her in. Like, oh, okay. So like first, Damrish doesn't get killed, does he?
Who?
Her like new boyfriend,
Yeah, no,
Damrish.
because
he
like, smart.
leaves. He
Yeah.
like but then he wanted to buy that painting, and she's like, oh, you couldn't afford it. And then he goes, oh, I gotta go, and then he leaves.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, maybe he just like gets out. But like, yeah, she like gets brought in
Yeah.
to a fake exhibit, and then it takes her in, and then she becomes like part of the graffiti because
Yeah.
you see her later.
So you see her afterwards when they're like towing her car.
Yeah, and then Hobo Man makes a surprise, like a recall back from the beginning.
Which is like so funny because he,
Man, that thing creeped me out.
Yeah. What's funny is like he is only shown for maybe 10 seconds.
Yeah.
He's like Jake Gyllenhaal is like inspecting him. He's like looking at him,
Gyllenhaal.
and he goes like crazy, and then like someone comes and talks to him, and he just leaves. But then like that's the thing that kills him.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, whatever. Like
I thought it was
It's
cool.
in this
It was
storage
it
unit,
was
whatever.
weird, creepy, weird.
it was, and it followed him, and it looked like
I
he
was
like alive.
I was so surprised that like what's her face, Rhaenyra, like survived when the first thing came down on her. And then she's like, oh, it's like painting. So like she got rid of all the art.
Yeah.
And then the fucking like tattoo that she had of a velvet buzzsaw, of the velvet buzzsaw
and they
logo.
did such a good job of like panning over it, and you're like, oh yeah, right, because they show the tattoo a couple times.
Yeah.
And then you go like, what a weird ass tattoo, and then they zoom in on it, and you're like, oh, she's gonna die from the tattoo.
Yeah, and it
then
just
she dies.
literally
Yeah.
just saws into her back. Yeah, gross.
Okay, so what did you think of this?
I liked I don't know, like I think at the beginning so like one of the things I was reading that I agree with, because like at least for the first half, is that the pacing for this is so bad.
Yes.
The pacing for the first chunk of the movie is so sporadic. Like it's really cooking along. It's like, it kind of reminds me of like a Soderbergh movie where
Yep.
it's just like the dialogue's kicking, like it's just all over the place.
Yeah.
And then it slows down. And then all of a sudden you're sort of like just supposed to piece things together. And then it picks up again. And then you have to piece it together. So it was too inconsistent. And then when the deaths start, and then you can start piecing it together along with Jake Gyllenhaal, that's when I think it started getting better. And because it stopped trying to be this like deeper emotional movie, it started just being like, it's a thriller. People are dying. That's it.
It felt
And
like
I think that's where it started to actually start being a better movie. I think all of the actors in this movie were great. I think everybody did an awesome job.
except for and I keep forgetting her name, but the one that gets sucked into the graffiti.
Gretchen. Josephina.
I didn't think she was that good.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I thought she was fine. I thought she played her character really well, and I really disliked her.
Yeah.
And I thought, and like after, like I feel like a character that's like that, you go like, okay, like obviously they did a good job.
I think there was parts where I really liked her, but then it felt like maybe she got some weird direction, because then all of a sudden to me it stuck out some scenes where she was with another actor. It would just stick out too much. And I would be like, oh, that was weird. Why did they keep that in there?
Scenes where she was on the phone.
Scenes where she was on the phone, and then scenes where she was there was like just a couple with Jake Gyllenhaal, and I just thought,
I actually thought they were
could
good.
have benefited from like another go at that.
I
or
think
a different one on this.
I think I really like Jake Gyllenhaal. I think like his kind of turnaround in it was great too.
He was amazing. Like I thought he was really,
really good.
Really good.
But having said that, like I wish we saw more John Malkovich.
Sure.
But like his character kind of just comes and goes, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, and then in the end, don't really get.
I didn't
with
either.
him either.
I like John Don because like he comes across as like an eccentric art collector, basically, or art agent that doesn't really give a shit about art, just like knows that there's money in it.
Yeah, he's like
and
kind
like,
of a
again,
critic, but then without any sort of like
he like,
credentials or eye.
and I like that too because like it made his character believable. You're like, okay, he doesn't know anything about it, but he just wants money.
Same.
And then Rhaenyra was like, okay, sick. She's like underground punk band, and she's like gone into art, and you're like, okay, sweet. And like Renee Russo was great. Like all of these characters, I really like. I liked I liked how they like got into the characters. I didn't necessarily love the characters, but maybe that's the point. I really liked Jake Gyllenhaal's character though, and I think like they all turned into scumbags. He was a scumbag, but at least he was sort of like self-realized in being a scumbag. But yeah, like I think like the acting in this was so great, and that's maybe why I liked it. Is that because like I think when I finished, I was like, yeah. It was okay. I think but I liked it. Like I did enjoy the movie. I think I liked going through it. I just didn't necessarily like love it.
Yeah. I think there was a couple, and it's funny because like as much as I like the acting, except for maybe like some stuff with Josephina, I kind of like the character development in a way, or even not so much the character development, but the characters themselves, because there were some really like detailed stuff.
Yeah,
like there was like one with Josephina where when she had that big one in her apartment, she had like two, one above her bed and then one in her like living room area, and both Daveed Diggs and Jake Gyllenhaal saw it move.
No,
like,
different ones.
No, they were different ones, but they both saw the paintings move, and she didn't notice at all. No. And it sort of spoke to her as her character not being like the art, where she was more in it because she wanted to be famous and she wanted to be like
they make
a
that comment
person.
too. Yeah, I don't remember who
they even say
it. Verdora says it to her. She's like, we always knew that you wanted to be famous.
I know you want this. Yeah.
She's like, we always knew that you wanted to be famous and you wanted to have money and stuff like that. And yeah, actually, that's a good point. Is that she clearly didn't give a shit about the art. She just wanted the money.
Whereas like the other two, I think they obviously saw something in it, and so they would like kind of look at it, trying to figure it out. And maybe then they noticed what was going on.
And maybe a better movie, they would have taken longer with that instead of sort of like
being a very quick
rush it in there. But yeah, actually, that's a good point.
Because it happened with John Don when he like looks at the trash, and he goes, "This is great."
I actually thought
and he's
that
like,
was so
"That's
funny.
garbage."
Yeah, that was
a very cliche.
It was a very cliche joke, but I actually thought it was very fitting with that character.
Yeah, and the way that John Malkovich reacts is kind of great too, because he doesn't overplay it at all.
Yeah,
I don't think I like this movie, to be honest. You're right. The thing you said about the pacing being weird, that was my main complaint.
Yeah.
It felt like it was two halves, and then it was almost like they had this idea about how they were all going to die, and they needed the first half to get them there.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel like there was enough weight in the first half to really, for me to care enough.
And I think I would have felt otherwise if it was switched, if it was like, if it started really good and then puttered up, but I think because it started so slowly, but then like picked up steam.
Yeah.
I didn't like, I said I like it, but like, I think it's not that I didn't like it. Like I can't say like I was mad about it because like, it was fine. I actually like, there was times where I really enjoyed it. So like, I think
there were times that I liked it too.
I think I'm so like middle of the road with this, leaning towards liking it. But just because, like, I think the acting was good in it, nothing, and it was a good, like, it was a very good, like, Saturday night, like, staying in type movie where you sort of just, like, put it on, and that's it. I think, like, it was kind of funny because one of the things they were talking about was putting this movie up like they did last year with Cloverfield Paradox after the Super Bowl, and this is, like, as close to that, and it doesn't carry as much. Like it just doesn't have
it's a
that
January
type of
Netflix
It
release.
is very much.
Yeah.
But like,
or I guess it came out on February 1st. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think there's like a ton more to say about it. Like I think it's fine. It was underwhelming, but it was
underwhelming is kind of, I think, the key word for this movie. I think if you're right, that's a good way to describe it. If there's a way to round the whole thing up, it's pretty underwhelming.
Underwhelming, but
cast.
But I liked it.
Yeah, and I'd say underwhelming, but I don't like. You're on the fence leaning one way. I think I'm leaning
the other way
because in the beginning there was like just details that they just didn't include, like that they were they're in Florida. And I was like, what?
Because of the pacing.
Yeah,
and I think that's literally the only reason.
Yeah.
What do you give this?
I don't know. I like the idea, and I like that it was an original
I did
film.
too. I actually like. I think I only watched a minute of the trailer because I wanted to be surprised, and I wasn't
I watched
expecting
too much of it.
I wasn't expecting such, and maybe that's why I liked it. Is that I wasn't expecting this like weird force that was like killing them off.
Yeah, right.
I wasn't expecting. I thought it was gonna be like somebody. I didn't think it was gonna be fucking art that was killing people.
Yeah.
So I think I was sort of like, okay, this is different. Like I'm into this. And maybe that's why I liked it more than you did, because like I didn't expect that. That was such. I remember like saying to Jill halfway through, I was like, I don't know what this is, but I'm into it.
I wouldn't. You know what? I think you're right, because I about 30 minutes in, I told Georgia that I had seen too much of the trailer. Like it ruined the movie because it actually does spoil like a lot of the ways that they die.
Oh,
And you kind of go, oh, like, because it's leading up to the point, and I'm like, I already know how she's going to die. It's more than just the suspense of waiting for it to happen.
Oh, shit. Okay, I didn't know that. See,
Yeah.
I didn't watch any of that, so all of the deaths were very
Yeah,
surprising.
the trailer definitely ruins it.
Yeah.
I'm sure other people are going to agree on that, but it's sort of like the Netflix thing they're doing now, is like they got to show everything in the trailer so people can watch it or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I did you think at one point it was Coco that killed people?
Yeah.
Because she was working.
She was
for everybody.
she was at all the deaths.
Yeah,
But it ended up being, she was almost in. She was even a scumbag too, because she was like basically insider trading with all the dead people.
And she was like working her way into getting these jobs through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I liked her.
also-
I felt bad for her because she just kept finding dead bodies.
Yeah, and that's rough.
Yeah. When she was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" So good.
What would you give it?
I think like 4.5.
Yeah, I'd say okay. That's
4.5
pretty
out
good.
of
That's
7.
not bad. Yeah. I'd say 3 out of 7.
Yeah.
Because like,
So failure.
yeah, but you know what? Like I like the acting. I like the idea. There were certain plot points that I really liked, like Jake Gyllenhaal researching the book. I thought that was cool, and then him actually like doing sort of detective work.
Yeah.
And like figuring out all this stuff.
I see. There was
like that.
2 parts that I didn't like. There was the one where John Don got more info than Jake Gyllenhaal because he
I thought that
hired
was
a private
dumb.
investigator.
I thought that
like,
was really stupid.
it was a really dumb way of like hurrying the exposition in the movie,
big
and
time.
I was like, "Are you kidding me? You couldn't have him find this stuff." I didn't like that.
So like, tell
and
that
I
other
thought-
guy to stop coming around. It's like, what other guy?
Yeah, and they were talking about that guy.
Yeah.
So like, that's stupid. I didn't like that. I thought it would have been better doing it.
Big
Jake
time.
Gyllenhaal like literally talking to people. You could have added like this wasn't a long movie.
No,
They could have added another 20 minutes of just Jake Gyllenhaal interviewing people.
I think it was about an hour and a half, maybe
Yeah, it
hour
was 40
minutes
or something like that, yeah.
altogether, like of actual movie stuff.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I think
4.5.
3 and a 7 for me, 4.5 for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have anything else?
No, that's it.
I thought the music was a little. It was funny. There's parts where I noticed the music, and I was like, "Oh, this is kind of neat." Like, one last thing. I thought it was really plain. The visual
For an
style.
art movie.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting it to be more stylized, almost, I guess. But the way that it was stylized was to make everything look super crisp and clean, and like lots of whites, and
Yeah.
because that's even like reflected in like, you know, how they're dressing, and
It's also what they're talking about too.
and how they talk, and like
And
the
that's why
cars they drive. And,
the art was so. They even mentioned it at the very beginning
Yeah.
too about whites,
so tired of whites or whatever.
white
yeah.
spaces. Yeah. So like that's why I think the art was so different to what they were used to, is because it was very it was very like dark, depressing,
Yeah.
dreary.
Almost like a reflection of Nightcrawler, how that one movie was very dark and very dreary, and like, but yeah, I think 3 out of 7. So that's. I mean, do you have anything else or? Velvet Buzzsaw, directed and written by Dan Gilroy. I'm not going to go through the cast again. I'm so tired of reading cast lists.
Would you recommend seeing this?
You know what?
It's on Netflix, so who
It's
gives
on
a
Netflix.
shit? Yeah,
It's
I think it was
free.
fine. Like I think like if you're gonna watch a movie like and you've seen all these other ones,
And you're
I
like
think
looking for
this was
something
fine.
new.
Like
yeah,
do
totally.
it.
I think if you're into sort of like supernatural horror, if you're kind of tired of like the normal horror stuff,
Yeah,
definitely watch this.
yeah.
It was interesting.
I mean,
that's the big thing. It was
If
sort
you
of
haven't seen it, but then you're listening to this podcast,
yeah, right.
I mean, we just spoiled the whole thing.
Yeah. This has been Twin Speaks, first watch, first listen of Velvet Buzzsaw. I've been your co-host.
It's a sick
Pat.
band name.
What?
It's a sick band name.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah. She's like, why Velvet Buzzsaw? She's like, just sounds cool together. I'm
Yeah,
like, yeah,
yeah.
fuck it does.
Yeah, it
Definitely
does.
does. I've been your co-host Pat. You can find me on Twitter at KidCombo_, and I was of course joined by my twin brother Andrew. You can find him on social media at Antimonium. Get at us on social media at Twin Speaks Pod or at Twin Speaks _.
A lot of finger
And George's
guns over
was in there at some point.
there.
Yeah. Okay. Is that
Yeah,
it?
yeah. We're looking for your replacement for a co-host.
No. God.
No, I'm just kidding.
Bye.